So, Matt.
Yeah.
We have a little bit of a problem.
You would call this a you would call this a problem.
I would,
Okay.
personally,
Okay.
in my
All
personal
right.
experience, but, like, I noticed that you are not, like, up to date on video game reviewer culture. TM.
Yeah, like I don't know. I would say I don't know fucking anything. I wouldn't say I'm
I would
just not
agree.
up to date. I would say I don't even know the origins of it.
That's so wild to
Okay,
me. That's
as
so wild to me.
I mean in terms of like YouTube, like in terms of like video producers, there's plenty of video game review magazines and websites I've followed my whole life, but like I don't I've never watched these like video game review
What about me?
shows.
I used to have a video game review show.
Yes, I watched your shows, but I watched all your adventure game reviews, but like way late. Like
Wow.
maybe a year before we started this podcast.
Wild. Okay, so if I say, like, tell me if this means anything to you. The irate
Okay.
gamer.
What? No.
Nothing. Okay. Spoonie.
Spoonie. Okay, I just learned about Spoonie yesterday.
This is not gaming, but Nostalgia Critic. These are all people in the
I
same era that
I have
started things.
heard of Nostalgia Critic by name. I have never seen. I think he's like a fedora wearing guy, but I know nothing about Nostalgia Critic.
You know what? You're better off. But this is you're better off. This is the wild one though. Angry video game nerd.
You've mentioned this guy.
But only from me. Do you know this person? That's wild. How can that be? So, like, angry video game nerd, portrayed by James Rolfe, probably one of the earliest instances I can
Portrayed
remember.
by. That's how they treat it. Like, oh, this is my character, and I
He
am
is playing a
embodying
character.
them.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because his whole thing, like James Rolfe's whole thing was like he's a film person. Like he likes horror, he likes making films and making characters. So he wanted to portray like an angry video game nerd, somebody that's just complaining about video games. So those were some of the earliest reviews I watched. That's not where I took my style, obviously, but it at least made me feel like I could do it too. Like I could talk about video games.
You could be angry and talk about video games.
No, I'm not I mean, y'all tell me. You think I'm an angry reviewer? I'm a snarky reviewer. And I can be a little bitchy
But
and
you're
snarky,
saying
but I'm
that's
not
like
angry.
you say that like it's a category. You said that that's like capital A, capital like angry reviewer.
Yes, because honestly, it kind of is at this point. There was a time. Let me tell you, Matt. There was a time
when all reviewers were nice and happy, and then the quickening came.
No, so around like I want to say between 2006 and 2008, there was the style of very angry reviews happening, and everybody wanted to do it. Everybody wanted to be that angry video game nerd, and I just didn't like. I'm not that angry like about it.
Well, that's what I do.
What do you do?
Oh, well, in my new video game review series that I do on YouTube,
You didn't tell me about that.
and I do on Vimeo, and
Oh, okay. Well, that's okay. Maybe that's why I missed it.
It's okay. I couldn't get into I couldn't get into YouTube. They said no, but I do it. I do it in Vimeo, and I do it on. Actually, they don't pay me, but I'm on Tubi. I have a series on Tubi. And,
wow, Matt, you did not tell me that you had these credentials.
I have to pay Tubi to be on Tubi. but I'm on Tubi and Vimeo, and what I do is I talk about video games, and I talk about how much they fucking suck.
Wow.
So like I'll get
so angry.
Yeah, so like I'll get I'll be like check out the new Google new video.
Oh my god.
2024. I'll be like, oh yeah, Dragon's Dogma 2? What a piece of shit. And I'll be like, you know what? I have like my own catchphrase too.
Oh, please go on.
Yeah.
Please tell me.
I'll be like, Black Myth Wukong? What is this piece of shit game? This is like if the guy from The Room tried to make I don't know, Black Ops 2. I don't know these types of video games. But anyway, so then what I do is I'll be like, you know what I think about this game? And I say, I give it the flush. And then I hit like a button and it goes like a whoosh, like I get a flush.
Flush.
Like flush.
Wow, the flush.
Yeah, and so all my fans, they call themselves the Flushers. And then so when like I'll be
great.
like Persona 3 Reload, more like Persona 3 load of P load. And then I'll be like, and like
it's the flush.
Like a load of pee, it's getting the flush. And then I hit the button and it's like
I will be uploading that sound effect in the near future to our Zencaster because
I'll be like,
just to make you feel more at home.
I'll be like, Star Wars Outlaws, more like Star Board.
Whoa.
Matt pause. Give it the flush. And then
give it flush. Do you have any merch?
Yeah. We have a t-shirt. Well, okay, I have two types of merch. One is a decal that you can put on your toilet.
Oh, good. On your toilet. It's specifically not for your car. It's actually
no, it
toilet.
only sticks to porcelain.
Wow.
It only sticks to porcelain, and it's water resistant and piss resistant. So
Incredible.
it's a toilet decal. It's a toilet decal that says M Dog. That's what I call myself, M Dog. M Dog gives it the flush, and then I have a T-shirt that says "Give it the flush," and it has a top-down picture of a toilet, and it does have bathroom in it. The picture of the toilet does have bathroom in it.
You know what's the best about this?
It's like it's a photo of bathroom in a toilet.
It's a photo.
It's a photo of somebody went to the bathroom in a toilet.
Sounds
and
inappropriate.
And it says give it the flush.
It sounds inappropriate, but also, you're not too far off from Angry Video Game Nerd. You're just explaining an Angry Video Game Nerd sketch.
All right. Well, you know what I say about this cold open?
Yeah, what do you say?
I give it the flush!
Oh! Good idea. We should have save your game toilet decals.
And then everybody else, there's like one listener to save your game in the house, and everybody else is like, why does our toilet say save your game? And then you yell, give it the flush at them.
Give it the flush.
Give it the flush. This doesn't answer my give it the flush. And then they run into their room and close the door, and their mom is like, all right.
I'm gonna look into water resistant porcelain.
Piss resistant too. It's got
piss resistant in case you pee on your toilet.
Sometimes you forget how it goes. You forget the order. Like sometimes you're like
what do I do?
Is it cheese, then lettuce, then bread? No, it's bread, then mayonnaise, then bread, then cheese. No, it's like that, but with toilet. Is it water, then piss, then toilet? No, it's piss, then toilet, then water. No,
then flush.
Flush.
You know what? You tell me, viewers. Would you like toilet stickers? No, I'm an artist. I can make toilet stickers.
Would you like us to invent the toilet decal?
Toilet decal. We're gonna go on Shark Tank and be like, so this is we need $200,000. We want 51% of the company, and here it is. And we bring out a toilet, like a real toilet, and it just has a single decal.
Here's the fucking thing, though, Roses. It's like Joe Rogan would buy 1 million of these and sell 1 million of these. Like, if we invented the toilet decal, these like bro podcasts, like okay, it starts out with us and we're being kind of ironic about it, right? But
Yeah.
then these bro podcasters will be like, yeah, get your toilet decal, let them know what you think, let them know how you feel about uh women's rights.
You can't steal my idea. Well, actually,
Well,
it's
so
your I guess it's your idea, huh?
what I'm saying is they're not going to steal our logo, but we will create the toilet decal and then we'll become billionaires
Right.
by licensing out the technology
You know
to
what? I'm
other
fine
people.
with it.
Okay.
I'm gonna create a better world with toilet decals.
It'll be like you know what you could use them for? You know how, I don't
I
know if
like
you
how
know
you're
this.
I like how you're coming up with uses for
I
the
know well,
toilet decal.
I know you don't have a penis, so have never experienced this, but maybe you've heard of the idea of, decals, logos,
Uh-huh.
spots in a urinal. Have you heard of this?
I no?
So, sometimes you will go to a urinal and there'll be, like, a little, like, logo or little, like, graphic in one specific spot of the urinal. And what it is its designers have determined the spot at which if the pee hits that spot, it is going to splash out of the urinal the least.
Whoa.
And so they put the little decal there because they know just instinctively people with penises, sorry, will aim at it.
Really?
Yes, yes. And so it like legitimately that's been studied, legitimately reduces splashback by just putting
Wow.
this thing in there and then just psychologically us fucking ape-brained morons are like, I'm a, I'm gonna pee on that.
Yeah,
There's
that's a
something
thing I'm gonna
yeah.
pee on.
Yeah, I mean, people with, penises just love to aim, I guess.
Well,
It's
I
kinda
mean,
like how they, like, write their name in the snow. Like, it's just
yeah,
like there's a
yeah.
weird thing, and, it's, like, scientifically proven.
I mean, if I had one, I'd be like, I could do art with this.
This is the world is my canvas, and
The
this is my
world is my
paintbrush.
yeah, this is my these are my tools.
Oh my god. So anyway, guys,
Anyway.
welcome to Save Your Game. I'm your host, Metal Camp. With me is uh the innovative, soon to be billionaire, pushing up roses.
Hi, I'm making a toilet decal. Welcome to my podcast. Hope you like it.
um so roses, since this is a thing. We have to talk about it. Since the last episode, there's been a lot of like big news.
Okay.
And we can't not talk about it
Why?
because what are we gonna so okay, and since the last episode, um a couple big things. Death of the Reprobate was released.
Yep, 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 yep.
um Chicken Police into the Hive was released,
Yeah, yeah.
and Rise of the Golden Idol
I know, and
was
I didn't know
released.
that until,
Mhm.
like, an hour ago when you posted, and now I'm, like, so excited, and I know that's all you're thinking about, by the way.
And nothing else happened. Yeah, that's the thing. Nothing else happened
That's
between
weird.
last episode and this episode. Those three
Odd.
big pieces of news and that's what everybody on not even just in the country in the world is talking about. And actually nothing else happened, weirdly.
I know, we're all talking about, like, Rise of the Golden Idol. How
And
nice.
and nobody's talking about anything else because nothing else happened.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Um so I'm fucking stoked. All three of those games were games that were like high on my
Oh,
excitement
I
list.
know. I The only game that wasn't really on my, like, "Ooh, I gotta play this," is probably Chicken Police,
Mhm.
and the highest it is Rise of the
Is.
Golden Idol. Like, oh my god, I didn't even know. I didn't even know.
I know. I just keep
Oh my god,
like
let's play
as
it right now.
I know as we're talking, I keep opening up Steam and like
Stop it.
hovering over the play button and then minimizing Steam because we have to record a podcast. So I got to give this one the flush, but just for now.
Flush! So,
um,
if you were a
speaking,
dev
yeah,
for Rise of the Golden Idol and you would like some toilet decal merch by me, I'm your girl. I'll
get
do
a
anything.
Rise of the Golden Idol toilet decal.
This is so gonna happen. I need you to know that this is gonna happen. Maybe not for Rise of the Golden Idol, but you're gonna see Pushing Up Rose's toilet decals, hear
Hell
you
yeah.
me.
You have to give me at least like 1% of the profit.
You'll get more than 1%.
Okay. Um
1% is like
yeah, but like
nothing.
it's you'd be the one creating it. You're saying it would be branded Pushing Up Roses. But
Yeah.
I just want like a tiny little bit for having made the joke. Having
Okay,
made the joke
fair.
first.
You get
Yeah, like
free toilet decals
I don't
for
think I
life.
deserve more than 1% for making the stupidest joke on earth. Um okay, Roses.
Yes.
What have you been playing this week?
I still trying to kick this cold.
Mhm.
B, I edited Ghost Lake. But however, I did get a chance to try Mythargia, which is a
Okay.
game that you recommended to me.
Yes.
And it scared me, first of all, because
You're scared.
that's just how I get. That's just how
Mhm.
it be. But I was like very pleasantly surprised to see how beautiful this game looked. It was crisp.
It's so pretty. It's such good
Uh-huh.
pixel art.
And it's animated well. I think I like the way the story is being told. There's a flashback element to it. It's very Shutter Island. If you guys have seen that movie, it's but and it's a big but because it's the controls are, how do I say it, not good.
Mm-mm.
Um, I'm sad to say that because the game itself, so much potential, but it's doing a thing where you're controlling it with ASD, which a lot of games do that, especially
Yeah.
computer games. I'm very used to that, but they're also cramming like a flashlight mechanic, a running mechanic. For some reason, I can only run with my left shift and not my right shift. So you can
Yeah.
imagine that
Yeah.
my hand is a little, and so like I kept this sucks. I love platforming games. I was falling into ditches and like running
Yeah.
into bear traps. It is an adventure game. I would categorize it as such, but there is an action element. And I don't mind that, but only if the controls are working. And to me, I just couldn't. It's so frustrating and sad to say because if the controls were different, this would be so. I would be
Mhm.
like playing this
Yeah.
so much, you know?
I mean, when you add platforming to anything, I mean, at fortunately or unfortunately, you make the uh smoothness of the controls one of the most important, like it instantly
Yeah.
makes it one of the most important parts of the game, right? So
Yes.
there are games that have no good story, barely good graphics, and the only reason we like them is because of how good the controls are, right? That's a platforming game. So the
Yeah.
fact that this game adds jumping over traps and fending off enemies on a 2D plane, you've made it a platforming game. Your controls better be fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah. And I would even, what a good fix for this would be just let me choose the controls.
Mhm.
But I don't think you can. I think I went into that. I tried to like set, like the other shift button for a
Yeah.
run and it's not letting me. So, or even better, I do, since I'm a computer gamer, because we're the best and computer games are the best. Since I fall into that category, I very much grew up on keyboard plus mouse mechanic, and I think it works very well together, but the game doesn't really implement that. But that being said, this is the exact type of game I like. It's the vibe. It's the spooky vibe. It's the adventure game element. It looks beautiful.
Mhm.
I wish I would stop jumping into into bear traps.
You know, do you think, even with the bad controls, right?
Mhm.
If you had save slots, that you would care as much?
Uh, No. No, that would help, honestly.
Yeah.
If I had save slots and that would at least give me some hope and not
Right.
be as frustrating. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I
at
think
this time,
the
at this point in adventure games, there's no reason to not have a lot of save slots.
Unless, I think some people, it's like that's the thing they're going for, but if that's what Mythargia was going for, then I don't understand
Yeah.
what the I don't understand what their point was, right? Like if they felt like it was integral to their game to not have save slots, to have like
Yeah.
one um autosave, then
Yeah.
I don't get what experience they thought they were giving people.
Yeah. And like it is a positively reviewed game.
Mhm.
It does, it's just those UI problems that I think are holding it back. But I will say this, I was pleasantly surprised at how much I liked it and
Yeah.
thought it gorgeous, really beautiful.
Yeah, I loved it, and I think they did like a VR like hockey game before that, but so
Oh,
I'm really interested to see if this team, it's their name is Run by Coffee. I'm interested to see if this team makes more shit in the future
that'd be
because
great because
I
clearly they have a grasp.
right, and the ideas in this game were so smart, and like you said, the art was so beautiful that I would love to see more
Yeah, me
games
too.
like this.
Me too. Me too.
Mm.
Thank you for the rec, and
Yeah,
thank you for the gift. That was a gift, a
yeah,
Steam gift from Matt. Because, like, you
yeah.
know what? I think we know each other's tastes. I trust you. I
Mhm.
trust you to buy me a video game. I don't do that with everyone because some people are like, "Here, play Minecraft." I'm like, "That's not no, that's not
There's
anything."
so many times I play games and I'm like, I gotta tell Roses about this, but this was the one that I was
This is
like,
the one, yeah.
uh, she's getting this game right now.
Well, you
um,
could probably tell that the vibe was there.
yes, I
It like
didn't know
had
if
it had
you
that vibe.
and I think I said that to you. It's like I don't know if you'll love the gameplay, but you will love the art. You will love this,
Mhm.
like you're saying, the vibe is you up and down.
Yeah, I'm a vibe person. I
Mm.
work on I work on vibes only. Good vibes only. Sorry.
So that's so
Sorry, I'm
that's
putting that on my toilet decal.
Good vibes only
Good
on the
vibes
toilet
only.
decal. So that's
And
Mythargia, huh?
yeah, yeah. So
Cool.
I did get, even though despite the chaotic week that I had, I did get a chance to
Yeah.
check that out. And now I'm going to be playing Rise of the Golden Idol. What
Yeah.
is that? What you've been playing?
Rise of the Golden. No, I have not played that yet.
Oh,
I did finish Death of the Reprobate,
oh,
which we talked
okay.
about last week, and it is absurd. That ending, honestly, listener, you just got to play the ending to believe it. You're
I
not
hope
going to
it
believe
comes
it
off.
until you do it. And if you are too excited, like if you don't care, I'm not going to tell you it. But
Uh-huh.
if you are too excited and don't care about spoilers, you can end the game immediately. Like you can
Oh.
start the game and then go and then because you get set on a series of tasks and you can just go right back to the character who gives it to you and be like, I'm done. And they're like, really? And you're like, yep. And then they're like, oh, okay, well, you
I
didn't
didn't
do
know that.
anything, but okay. So, and you can just end the game right away.
Fun.
And the ending is just fucking wild. And it is so divorced from the rest of the game that
Yeah.
I don't think uh I think it's almost like two separate things.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. And yet
um
it almost like keeps its adorableness by,
mhm.
at the end there are like these little two dancing skeletons, or as I like to call them, skeletons.
Skellingtons.
And they're like playing little violins, and they're just like following you and
Mhm,
like
mhm.
prancing, and I'm like, I even told the dev, I'm like, that those skeletons were so cute though.
They were so good. They're so
So
good.
cute.
The other thing I finished, I talked about this maybe like a month ago. I
Mhm.
finished The Abandoned Planet,
Oh yeah, I remember. Yep, I
which
remember.
is another beautiful game. It's sort of like it's kind of like a cross between, like it's kind of pixel art, but it's also very Another World, if you've ever played that
Yeah,
game.
yes, I have. I'm very
Mhm.
familiar with Another World.
So it's like it's like Another World and kind of like pixel art, and it's got a very but it's not a platform game like Another World. It is almost like it's kind of like a Myst game. You're
Yeah.
first person and you're going around this alien world trying to understand their technology to try and figure out how to get off the planet. And
Mhm.
it ruled. Like the ending left uh the story open for a sequel, which I think was really cool.
Nice.
And I loved the puzzles. There was a point where I got stuck, and that's why I stopped playing it for a while. I got like too stuck. But when I came back to it and I understood what I had missed, I was stoked about it and
Oh, great.
loved it. I loved it all the way through. And yeah, and
All
I
I can
played
think
just a
about is Rise of the Golden Idol right now. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Even though I was
yeah.
very interested in Abandoned Planet when you
Mhm.
first mentioned it. Yeah, I guess that was about a month ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. And the last thing, I finished Blasphemous 2, the Mea Culpa DLC. Uh,
Okay.
so it's cool. I mean, it's just more Blasphemous 2. So if you liked Blasphemous 2, uh, the Mea Culpa DLC is just more of the same. They just add to the
Right.
map and they add to the enemies, and it's a little harder. Um, and that's it. I do.
And then after
Yeah,
this podcast, we're both
it's
gonna
just Rise of the Golden Idol,
just Rise, that's
just
it.
nonstop. I do want to talk about Rise of the Golden Idol a little bit though,
Okay, what would you like to
because
say?
have you seen their pay structure?
They're what? No.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Okay.
I know Case of the Golden Idol, the DLC was so generous, right? The
Mhm.
DLC was I mean, it didn't cost very much, and it was like almost all told about the same size as the game.
Mhm.
So I expect the same thing with Case of the Golden Idol, but you get it through this detective pass, which grants you access to all future DLC.
Uh-huh.
And I just I don't know. I guess it makes
I don't know.
sense.
It does make sense. It doesn't seem egregiously greedy to me or anything
No.
like that.
And it is the same price as the game. So
Okay.
you basically have to pay the game's like 18 bucks and then
Yeah.
the detective pass is another 18 bucks.
Okay.
So I guess if they're gonna double the game in content, it makes sense, but that makes the game $35
Right.
or $36. And that's not a horrible price. So I'm just digesting it. I
Yeah.
was surprised by that pay structure, and I'm still, I think, digesting.
Yeah, it's tough, and I think that pricing art, any art, whether it's media and it's a product or
Yeah.
the type of art that I do, paintings and visual art,
Mhm.
pricing art is very tough. We need to get paid for our
Yeah.
art, and
Yeah.
we try to be accessible. I try to be accessible with my prices whenever I can, but, in the end, I want people to understand that
Yeah.
indie artists like myself and like Rise, we're not getting the same pay grade as
Mhm.
like a triple A, or in my category, like a fine artist,
Yeah.
or even like a working artist. I am more of a commission. I'm not even a commission artist.
I
So it is tough to do that.
I think what strikes me about it that bums me out though is it reminds me of this chapter pay structure that you saw
Yeah,
with
right.
Telltale or you saw with like the Dream Machine. This thing that everybody thought was going to be the future of adventure games, like you buy a whole
hmm
season or you buy one chapter at a time,
hmm
and it that failed so spectacularly because that's not how people wanted to buy games. But
Yeah, I
now I
know.
guess people do it with DLC. They buy DLC in season passes. So
Right. I do
maybe
think there is a
maybe it's
difference with
time for adventure
chapters.
maybe it's time for adventure games to try it again, and that's what Rise of the Golden Idol is doing.
Yeah, and I do think chapters, like the Telltale chapters, I do think they're different because, like, they would come out with like like 5 to 8 chapters. I'm like, "What the fuck?" It sounds like in this case, you are paying for a pass that gets you all DLC in the
Yeah.
future. Okay, so you know what you're getting. But I understand money is tight for many, many people. So I understand being, you know, apprehensive about that. I try to be understanding when it comes to any kind of indie artist and
Yeah.
pricing, because I don't think Like, guys, in my personal experience, indie artists, indie devs, we don't we don't want to scam you out of money. We love you.
Yeah.
We don't want to scam you. We just want to be able to keep creating, and so we have to make our money too. But yeah,
Yeah,
I get
I
it.
mean, and I know the other thing about Rise of the Golden Idol, right, is they have that Netflix deal. They are a Netflix
Whoa.
game.
Cool.
So I imagine that is a trade-off too, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I imagine that that is a lot of money maybe up top.
Yeah.
um, and then now everybody who has Netflix basically has your game for kind of free.
Right.
And maybe that really cuts into profits and makes this sort of thing necessary. I don't know. I know video game pricing is in a real crisis
Yeah. Yeah.
recently, and funding good video games is hard. So maybe this is just an attempt, and I don't know how I feel about this type of attempt, but
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not negative. I'm not feeling strongly enough to say that I don't like it or that I
Sure.
feel negatively about it. I just was taken aback, and I'm going to be watching it with curiosity.
Yeah. You know what's really interesting to me
Mhm,
is having been online for a while and being a creative and being public with like my pricing and
mhm.
for art and all that. I get told more than anything else, don't undersell yourself. You got to
Okay,
make your money. You're an artist. You got to make your money. Don't do anything
sure.
for exposure. But then when people try to make their money, people are like, "Oh, not like that though. That's not how I want you to
Right.
make your money." So
You're
it's
right.
really a weird line, you know?
Yeah. And you know what? I'm almost regretting this conversation because I do think there is something, and I think there is something necessary about having to talk about this stuff when you're talking about art, because because capitalism really affects our ability to make art,
Right.
uh, in both directions.
Yes.
Um, Both if we don't get paid enough, we can't keep making art, and if we ask for too much money, then people reject us and we can't keep making art.
Right.
So, um, but I think I resent the fact that just being a fan of art means that, like, right now me and you are just being fans, right? We're just
Yep.
fans of a thing.
Yeah.
And there's something about capitalism that forces fans to sometimes just have to talk about economy
Yeah.
in a way that it's like, why should I oh man, why should I even have to think about this just to like a piece of art?
Yeah.
But it
It's
feels like I
tough.
do, and I'd rather just never think about pricing structure and never think about economy and just care about content
Yeah.
and, like, the content of the art and the meaning of the art and the intent of the art, but
Oh, trust me, I want that more than anything. Like,
yeah.
as just a visual artist, it's one of the hardest, especially as like a painter. But
Mhm.
it's like, yeah, it's just it's really really tough because the art has now become a product.
And we have to think of it like a product because we think about, like, "Oh, man, I love this new show. I hope it gets 6 seasons. What is its advertising model? I
Right.
really want to" and that's a shitty way to have to think about something.
I
We should
know.
just be able to watch it and be like, "I love the show. I can't wait to watch it forever." Instead, as fans, we have to be like, "Okay, how can we make it survive?" And maybe they're doing it wrong and we have to criticize the showrunners so that they change the structure so that it survives in this
Mhm.
economy, and then we can keep watching it for 5 seasons or 6 seasons or whatever. Like, that's such a weird, shitty thing.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's
tough.
not our fault as fans. It's like the fault of the system that we're
Yeah.
in doing this to art.
Yeah, it's just I would I want to appeal to people and just encourage people to think of things in more of a gray area because some
Mhm.
things are black and white. This is not. This is
Yeah.
very tough. You know, anything that has to do with art and arts and products and indie devs and indie artists, it's way more complicated than you can even imagine.
Except for transactions inside games. That fucking
I don't
sucks,
think
and it's
anyone likes
exploitive,
that. Yeah,
and
no, I don't think
and
that's
everyone
just
I mean,
gambling.
it doesn't really happen in the games that the kind of games we play, but
Can you imagine?
it just makes, oh my god, like, oh, do you want to solve this puzzle? The inventory item will be $13.
You need this magnifying glass for $15.99.
I know.
That'd be
Oh,
horrible.
you can get a rubber chicken with a pulley in the middle that is golden for an extra $4.
Yeah, no, it's very exploitative. Like, I understand the hustle. I understand the desire to do that because
Mhm.
people, when you make money, you want more money. That's been proven. It's been proven psychologically. It's why so
Mhm.
many, I think, wealthier YouTubers, let's just call it what it is, Mr. Beast. I think when you have a certain type of success, you
You're
want
evil.
more of it. You are addicted to it now.
You become evil.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not like like by definition, maybe not, but yeah, you become greedy and you
Mhm.
become addicted there isn't enough money. And I'll just say this like very earnestly for myself. It doesn't have to do with money, but when I first started getting more views on my channel, suddenly that became so like my first goal for view counts on videos was
Mhm.
5,000 hits. That was my first
Okay.
goal. And I told myself I'd be happy with that. But then you get that and then you raise it to like
Mhm.
10,000 hits. And then you raise that to 25 and then 50 and then 100,000. And so it just I just want more of it now because I got it and now I need more of it. And it's tough. I'm trying to be
Yeah,
honest with you
I
guys
hear
because this is a
you.
thing that happens.
Yeah, I mean, now that M Dog's Flushtacular has gotten 700 million views, I'm just looking
Wow.
towards that billion, right?
Yeah, I guess you don't really need me or the podcast anymore.
Oh, no, I lose money on it. I
Oh,
have to pay Tubi for every view. I have to pay them 14 cents for
do
every
they
person
hate
that
you?
watches my views. Well, now they love me because
Oh, okay.
I owe them I owe them somewhere in the realm of $70 million. But
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
uh,
So you can
in fact,
empathize
in fact,
totally.
very soon I think I might have to flee the country. But I can
Oh God.
empathize.
Our next episode, yeah, I had to bail Matt out of jail. He couldn't pay Tubi for his weird flush, like his weird flush series.
Flesh, yeah. So I don't know. Anyway, Rise of the Golden Idol. I'm really stoked to play it. I was just a little surprised by that pricing model, I
It's fair.
think. But I mean, fucking, I'm going to pay for it, right? There is zero chance I am not going to pay for everything these people make for the rest of time.
Wow. He's a
Right? Like
fan.
it would take a real fuck up for
Sure.
this team to lose, for me to lose faith in this team.
Yeah, they do.
Uh,
They do mystery games right. They really
yeah,
do. You want to feel like a detective? You play
yeah,
Case and Rise of the Golden Idol.
yeah. Okay, so Roses, what are we doing today?
I'm already laughing at it.
I just mean I just mean like I don't mean to tell the listeners. I mean, what are we doing? Why are we doing?
Why are we even here? I mean,
No,
good life. Um,
no. What are we doing? What are we doing today?
Today we are bringing you, the viewer, even more ranking adventure games we may or may not have played.
uh,
We are just gonna rank because that's what we want to do. We want to
we-
do an extra set. We want to devote a little more time, I think, to ranking the games. So
we are
we're
going
just
to
gonna rank until we cannot rank
until we
anymore.
can't. I think we settled initially on, because this is our only segment after this, like that's going to be our only segment for the rest of this
Yeah.
episode. So I think we settled on an hour. We will try and get to an hour of just ranking and see just how many we can do. So why don't we just stop fucking jawing and get to the ranking segment?
Matt Ocamp, sup, Flushmaster.
Yeah, let's see who we're giving the flush and who we're giving the lush to today.
Wow, that is
Um,
terrible. Truly.
God, I swear this character will only last for this episode. I already can't stand him.
He's terrible.
He
I don't
sucks so
I don't know
bad.
why he's talking to
Can you
somebody, like, pushing
imagine?
up roses. That's
There are
terrible.
there are people who like this is their character.
Yeah,
Who
yep.
like they're like, "Oh, that's who I am, brother." uh All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna jump right into it. What we do in this segment is I have a list of let's see how many it's up to because I recently added 2024's adventure games to it. I have a list of 3,300 adventure
God.
games,
Uh-huh.
and I have numbered all of them, and I use a random number generator to, to pull to again just randomly pull a game out of the history of adventure games, and me and Roses we rank them on a list against every other video game, whether we've played them or not.
Yeah,
I
we don't care.
stole the structure of this from the serial podcast, The Empty Bowl, by Daniel Goubert and Justin McElroy.
Man, I
But
love cereal. I just wanna put that out there. Cereal is the best.
what if we stole their actual segment and we just did it with
Just
cereal?
do cereal.
No, but the only other rule is that once an episode we can skip one and only one, and if we skip one we can't skip anymore. But because we are doing this for an entire hour, what I'm going to say is every say 20 minutes we can skip one,
Okay,
so we get to skip at least 3.
got it.
And we're just going to see how fucking many we can get through. Okay, so in this instance I have pulled them ahead of time, and they are in groups of 5. So I want you to give me a number from 1 to 6,
Okay.
just
Okay.
randomly.
Just from 1 through 6.
And we'll go through, yeah, and we'll take that list
Okay,
first.
4.
Number 4, here we go. Okay, so our first game is number 547 from 1998.
Oh,
It is
perfect.
by Humongous Entertainment.
Really?
Mhm. It is Pajama Sam 2 Thunder and Lightning Aren't So Frightening.
I was gonna say, which putt-putt Pajama Sam game are we talking about? So I
This
did
is Thunder and
play it.
Lightning Aren't So Frightening. This game, yes, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I played it and it's lovely. It's a lovely children's adventure game.
The Pajama Sam games are so cute, at least the
They
first
are.
3. And they this is the one. Oh, what? Oh, yeah, he has to go to like another world and like fix a weather machine or something, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
And there's a bunch of characters. There's like a lightning character
Oh
and a
yeah,
cloud
always.
character.
Yeah.
Uh, this was a really good one. I fucking love this game. And if people don't know, Humongous Entertainment is where a lot of the LucasArts guys went after they left LucasArts. Like
Right.
Ron Gilbert founded Humongous
Yeah,
Entertainment.
and his whole thing was, like, not making educational games, just making entertainment, like
Mhm.
adventure games for children.
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
rule. They
they're
rule. They're
great.
so much fun. Like, if there was a period of time towards the beginning of the pandemic where just every day after work I would play one Humongous Entertainment game,
Aw.
and it was so relaxing and like just like a little shot of joy.
I I love the putt-putt games, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they
Mm,
are beautiful and whimsical and perfect for kids, and I would put this pretty high up there
me
as
too.
an adventure game. It is an adventure game, it's just simply for children.
I'm like going to just from the top just say this is top 10
I think so. At this point, yeah,
at
for
this
sure.
point, right?
Yeah,
So I can't say it goes above Papers, Please, because
it does
Papers,
not.
Please is just such a. But it might. I think it like rivals Lamplight City.
Okay.
They're going for such different things, and obviously
Yeah.
Lamplight City is more mature and and layered and textual, right? But Pajama Sam is just such a good Pajama Sam 2, Thunder and Lightning Are So Frightening, is just like such a good point and click adventure
It
game.
is. It is. Where is Franbo currently?
Number 3.
I mean, okay, that's fine. It needs to go below Frambo.
Right. I I would say it goes either right above or right below Lamplight City, because then after that we have Cube Escape and Phantasmagoria.
I would put it above Lamplight City.
Yeah. I think it's a little more classic, it's got a little more staying power. I
Yeah.
think Lamplight City is probably more our speed just because we're adults,
Yeah.
but I think Pajama Sam 2, Thunder and Light, like, there's just so few games for kids,
There are.
and this doesn't talk down to them,
Yeah.
which is
Exactly.
another thing that I think is really important about kids games. Okay, let's go another one. All right, so the next one on list 4 is game 2956 by Total Mayhem Games. I think this is the third in the series. It's
Okay.
called We Were Here Forever.
We were here forever.
So,
Okay.
what I know about this series
Whoa.
again, what do you know about the We Were Here games?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Not a
So,
thing.
the We Were Here games, all I know about them are they are co-op,
Okay.
like asynchronous co-op games.
Okay. So I
Where you
see
just
they're kind of escape roomy.
uh sure.
That's what the tag is on Steam is
On
escape
Steam
room
is the
puzzle.
escape room games. I mean I've never actually played one. Um
They
I
seem
forget
very popular.
I I had a partner where we were looking for these asynchronous games to play, and I we couldn't figure out how to make this multiplayer work.
Oh no.
I forget I forget why. It's
Okay.
online co-op. Oh, I think we were trying to do it locally and just couldn't. And we both had Steam Decks, and you can't. I think maybe it's not optimized for Steam Deck or doesn't work on
Okay.
Steam Deck. Oh, it doesn't, because I think you need a microphone. You need to talk to each other.
Right. Oh, it's one of those. Okay.
Hmm.
Got it.
So, for that, because it failed me
Oh no.
and my girlfriend,
Wow.
I think I'm gonna kick it down a few notches. But I mean, they get positive reviews. They look pretty cool, and I love an escape room game.
Yeah, it just in terms of adventure game though, I would put it a little lower, and I'm not saying that because it is a good or bad game. I think this has less of what we define personally.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay, because there's not much. You don't think there's going to be much of a story here?
I don't know. Yeah, and also co-op puzzle adventure. I'm not saying it's not an adventure game. I'm just saying it's got more elements to it
Mhm.
than just the three things that we usually talk about.
We could insult um Francisco Gonzalez twice and put it down at like 24, right above Ben Jordan Paranormal Investigator 7 The Cardinal Sins.
I would put it below because Ben
Okay.
Jordan is more of an adventure game to me, personally.
Would you put it, but I would put it above the mediocre block. That's what I was thinking. That's
Oh,
why I was
okay.
looking around there. So I would say if it goes below Ben Jordan, I would say it goes above the Will of Arthur Flabbington.
Yeah, I would be okay with that.
Okay. All right. I'm into it. All right. Let's keep going. So that was We Were Here Forever. It drops in at our
We were here
number
forever.
25. Okay. Okay. So our next game, ready?
Yep.
Is number 1833 from 2017. It is called uh, Cosmonautes.
I'm sorry, what?
Cosmon Cosmonautes?
Nav.
Cosmonautes? What do you not get about Cosmonautes?
Ugh. How do you spell it?
Cosmonautes escape reality.
Cos-
Cosmonautes escape reality.
Escape reality.
It
Maybe I
is
spelled it
a
right.
hidden object game. Clearly not American made, right?
Right.
I
I
think,
think I
yeah.
think in English it's like cosmonauts, right?
I
Cosmonauts.
don't. I have no idea.
How are we getting another escape room game right away?
Is it? I don't think. Is it an escape room game? I think it's a hidden object game.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's so odd. Like, when I clicked on it, it said escape room, but when I got
Oh,
the
okay.
game, it said hidden object.
Me and you love a hidden object game,
We
but
do.
this
We
does
do.
look kind of low quality.
It does.
Um, I
We have
give it
played much higher quality hidden object
right.
games than
I
this.
give it a credit for being only $3.
Oh, that's nice. That is
And
nice, yeah.
uh yeah, with
Well,
Earth's
it's gotta
resources
go.
dwindling, the Cosmonauts program is announced. The goal is one: assemble a cadet team and send them out to colonize another planet. Help Vala become one of its first cadets and fulfill her dream of becoming an astronaut. This is the first game in the Cosmonauts adventure series. I fucking love that. I love
Oh
when a
boy.
game. So this was from what 2017.
Mine says 2021 on Steam.
That's interesting. Okay, so this game first came out in 2017, but it didn't come to Steam until 2021, 3 days before its sequel came out. It did get a sequel.
Oh,
It got a
interesting.
sequel called Academy Escape,
Okay.
which is just another hidden object game that looks like it has a few more like logic puzzles
Yeah.
than its other one. So the fact that it got a second one, because I was gonna say I fucking love it when a game's like, this is the first in a series, and then there's never another one. But
Yeah.
I am wrong. This one had a second one, Cosmonauts by
I
LK
mean,
Mad.
it needs to go in the mediocre block. Let's be honest. Let's be honest with each other.
Yeah, but it is a hidden object game, and I love those
Well, I
guys.
love them too, but like
Mhm.
we have to think that like we've played so many hidden object games. We got to think about those other hidden object games.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, so I think it's gonna go. All right, you're right. So why don't we split? Here's my pitch.
Okay.
I think it goes above Elaine in Displaced Reality and again in Astronomica. Um, so it goes towards the top of the mediocre block because we love hidden object games. I think it splits Randall's Monday and Krabat and the Secret of the Sorbian King.
Fine. Only
Okay.
because we like hidden object games.
Yeah. This is our new 37. Um, okay. So
I love hidden object I really do though.
me too. Me too. I really love them. Number 818 from
Oh.
2005 by Keops Studio.
Mhm.
It is Voyage. Inspired by Jules Verne. Is by the
It's
the
just called
Adventure
Voyage?
Company. It's called Voyage.
Oh, the adventure game company?
It's called by the Adventure Company, published by the Adventure Company, created by Keops Studio. Keops
Okay.
made Safecracker. They made Return to Mysterious Island. They made shit. What else did they make? Let's see. They made Dracula 3, but none of the other Dracula games. That's strange.
I just realized so the name of the game is Voyage inspired by Jules Verne.
And in the
My
United Kingdom, it's known as Journey to the Moon.
Okay. Um, okay. Here's the thing.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
I I like the Adventure Company.
Mhm.
Uh, they have done some interesting
Yeah, some of their games suck. Like, you gotta be
a lot
straight up. Some of their
honestly,
games fucking suck.
a lot of their games are like, "What the fuck?" And maybe I'm just
Yeah.
a little nostalgia glasses coming on there a little bit, but, I
Alright.
don't think they're terrible, but this does not look good to me,
No. Alright.
like,
Okay.
at all.
I'm gonna send you to go to Google image search,
Google image, okay.
and the the image on IMDb is the first thing I'm looking at that I'm like, "Ooh," because there's this alien man who looks like his body is like a stick. Okay, hold on. I'm wrong. So it looks like his body's like a stick.
I just found it.
But then
What?
if you look down a few images to Adventure Classic Gaming's image,
Mhm.
He's just got 2 very long, very thin legs.
That's how I draw my characters.
Does
I
this
get
man
it.
not have a body? Like, this is the thing. Okay, if he's an alien and he is, like, he was wearing clothes. He's, okay, fine. This alien race also developed clothes. But why would they develop a shirt with, like, pauldrons and, like, if they don't have bodies, they just have arms and legs?
They look like
Why are
a
they like,
crypto.
I gotta cover up this trunk. You don't have one.
Wow, it looks really bad. This is
It
a
looks really
I'm
bad.
clicking through, and this design looks really bad. I am shocked.
Well, Steve's Legacy Game Corner says,
Shout out to Steve,
I
alright?
must say, Steve, our boy Steve says, I must say, Voyage is a most enjoyable game. It has a good variety of puzzles, some familiar, some not, with lots of interaction, which is always a big plus.
Hmm.
Because of the tone matching exercises, tone deaf players might want to think twice about tech. We can't leave out tone deaf players.
Yeah.
This is going towards the bar. We can't leave out our audience. We speak for the tone deaf.
That's us. I can't believe this is on GOG. This old game
Mhm.
that has been lost to time, I can't believe I can download it and play it if I
You
really
could just get it
wanted
right
to.
now.
Yeah, I could get it right now.
It doesn't look good, Roses.
Okay. I understand.
All right. Why didn't you say, like, okay, we have 55 games on here.
Yeah.
What 10's digit would you put it in?
I would put this in, if you're asking my personal opinion,
Yeah.
but like in the 40s.
40s. That's
50.
exactly where I was thinking.
Nice.
I'm thinking this goes, okay, where does it go in terms of, like, Minecraft story mode?
Tough decision. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say that this is more of an adventure game than
Yeah.
Minecraft story mode.
And probably better than Violet.
Probably. I think
So
I would agree, and I could see that being the case.
so now, like, how about Hans Christian Andersen, the Ugly Prince Duckling?
Oh boy. That game looked weird. Honestly, I would put it above that
Okay.
too.
Moons of Madness.
Well, let me
I
remind
think
myself.
yeah. I
Moons
think
of Madness. Okay.
I'm gonna
Maybe
say,
below.
all right, so that's where it goes.
Yeah.
It goes in at 43. Voyage, inspired by Jules Verne. Okay. Our next game, number 595. The Crystal Key by Earthlight Games, 1999.
Oh, okay. Earthlight Games. The Crystal Key. Okay.
Ugh.
Oh, does it look not great?
I gotta say, just from the very start, it looks like I think it's a Myst clone.
No, why? No, stop it.
Yeah, we
Everyone
get
stop.
so fucking many of those, huh?
We do. Yeah, it does look like that.
It looks really Myst cloney and maybe a little like, okay, my first thought was that it looks a little like Journeyman Project, but now I'm looking closer. Yeah, I think it's a Myst clone. I'm
I think it
not.
is, yeah. I'm tired of all these
I'm
Myst
tired of Myst
clones.
clones. You know what? Let's just be unfair to this one and say it's going like bottom 5. I'm not even going to look any closer at it. I think it's going above Free DC but below Wild Wild West the Steel
I'm
Assassin.
with you. No, I'm with you.
All right.
We're salty now.
Yeah, let's just get salty. Let's just fucking, all right, bye Crystal Key. You go towards the bottom.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye Felicia. Bye Felicia the Crystal Key. You know what? And because we're just going to keep going,
Uh-huh.
I'm, instead of just doing 5, the original 5, like the 5 that I pulled,
Mhm.
I'm going to also say, let's do the extra. Because I always like, all right,
Okay.
so when I pull these ahead of time, I'll pull 5, because that's
Yeah.
how many we do per episode, and then I'll pull an extra one in case we skip. But since we're just going and going, let's just do that 6th one. So number 6, so is number 2,417.
Ooh.
by Machine Boy from 2020, reviewed on Adventure Gamers by yours truly.
Oh,
Yeah, this is the second time this has happened.
nice.
It's the game Embracelet. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I
Well, you know.
okay, so the game the users, I think, disagreed with me a little bit with my review, but I
Okay.
loved this game. It was like a coming of age game. It's you are a kid in like a Norwegian city. Um, oh, it's by the people who made Mermaid of the Milky Way, which I think was a very popular indie game.
Yeah.
Um,
It's got a little bit of a Wind Waker vibe, doesn't it?
yeah, there's like vector graphics, and so
Yeah.
you're like on this. You go back to this like island, I think, where your parents grew up. This has been a while, so um it's like low poly 3D art, right?
Yeah,
And
it
you
is low
have like a
poly.
magic bracelet that you have like a kind of like a telekinesis. And you're walking around this island and making friends with this. And I remember feeling really inspired. Like I remember feeling really moved by it. I remember like
Good.
it had uh a great soundtrack.
So you can play it on the
And
Switch.
yeah, you can play it on the Switch.
I'm visiting that now. I love how it looks,
Yeah.
and I trust your judgment. It's giving me a cozy vibe similar to like a short hike.
It's the sort of cozy game that makes you cry.
Yeah. Oh,
That
like
makes you
To the
cry.
Moon. Do you remember that game? That game made me
I n
cry.
Oh, I never played To the Moon.
Oh man, it's oh god. You're gonna have to play it. So sad.
But I remember really feeling like I was, like, pulled into this game. Its
Mhm.
story and its environment, I remember really digging Embracelet. In
It's
fact, I
put it
would
quite high
recommend it
then.
to listeners, yeah. So I think I would put this pretty high if you are cool with that.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so
No,
le
I'm not.
No, fuck you. Um,
This is the end of the podcast.
I wanna put it right below Lamplight City, if that's okay with you. I wanna put it
Yeah.
way up at number 7. I think it's above Phantasmagoria, which
Yeah,
is a legendary game, but it's not good. And
yeah.
and again, that Cube Escape, we put Cube Escape up at number whatever, like, in the
Yeah,
top 10 because it was the only Cube Escape game on here, but it's
right.
just one of the Cube Escape games.
Right, right.
So,
Okay,
alright.
I'm down.
So that's list number 4. Where are we at on time? We have hit 108. So we missed our first skip. We're 20 minutes in.
So we're not allowed to skip?
No, so we're allowed to skip, but we missed our first one.
Okay.
So now we'll only have 2 skips for the
I'm
rest of the
trying not to. I don't
yeah.
like skipping things, just in
But
general.
because we're at 20 minutes, I'm just going to read down the list super fast.
Go for it. Yeah,
Or
go for it.
do you want to do it? I can
Me?
post it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do it. I'm gonna do it so good. I'm gonna make
Okay,
it
hold
sexy.
on.
Okay, so how many do we have here? How many am I listing off? I will be listing off
57.
Oh, how joyous. All right, are you ready?
I am ready. I'm ready. Just blaze through.
All right, starting with number 1, we have Portal, The Last Door, Season 1, Fran Bow, Papers, Please, Pajama Sam 2, Thunder and Lightning aren't so frightening, Lamplight City, Embracelet, Cube Escape, The Lake, Phantasmagoria, Scratches,
We're at number
Dreamfall
10.
Journeys. What?
Sorry, I was just yelling. I was just throwing in. We're at number 10, so the
Oh my
listeners get like
god.
a just get a little. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Doing great, Matt. All right, number 10. Yes, number 10, we have Scratches. That's our number 10. Continuing, Dreamfall Chapters, Been There, Damn That, Clam Man, Amnesia Rebirth, Wavetail, Midnight Girl, Related Chapter 1, Everything is Back. Yeah, remember that one?
Everyone's favorite game.
By Fractal Cats, guys.
Oh God.
Agatha Christie, and then there were none. Nancy Drew, Ghost of Thornton Hall, and at number 20, Amos Green's Amos Green's Final Repose, a classic. All right, continuing. Man's losing it. Last Half of Darkness, Beyond the Spirit's Eye, Byzantine the Betrayal, Murder She Wrote, fuck yeah. Legend of Hand, Ben Jordan, Paranormal Investigator, Case 7, The Cardinal Sins, We Are Here Forever, The Will of Arthur Flavington, and Acronist, Many Happy Returns, Hell, a cyberpunk thriller. At number 30, we have Art of Murder, Cards of Destiny. Continuing, Dark Grim Mariupolis, Sentient, The Seventh Guest, ew, A Whisper in the Twilight,
We put that
Deponent,
so high.
what, The Seventh Guest?
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah,
We're
I guess
leaving it.
so.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's iconic.
Well, we
It's
can't change it. We can't
yeah, we
change
can't
it.
change it. It's number 33, Seventh Guest. A
We're
Whisper in
only
the
allowed to
Twilight.
change games that we've never played, then then we play for the first time.
That
That is the rule,
is
remember? Yeah.
that is fair. That
Mhm.
is very fair. All right.
Okay.
Seventh Guest, A Whisper in the Twilight, Deponia Doomsday, Mazovian Adventure, Crobat and the Secret of the Sorbian King, Cosmonauts, Escape Reality. I think
That's
it
pretty
is
good.
Cosmonauts, I think.
Okay.
Randall's Monday, and at 40, again, Elena, Displaced Reality, Astronomica, The Quest for the Edge of the Universe, Moons of Madness, A Voyage inspired by Jules Verne. I can't believe that's the name
That's
of
the
it.
name. Okay,
What
yeah.
what are these titles? Hans Christian Andersen, The Ugly Prince Duckling, Violet, Minecraft Story Mode, Batman, Partners in Peril, Miasmata, Blue Force, The Fan, Wild Wild West, The Steel Assassin, The Crystal Key, Free DC, Mystery of the Nautilus, Of Light and Darkness, The Prophecy, and the last one, the very last one on our list.
Give it the flush.
We're going to give it the flush. Weird, Truth is Stranger Than Fiction.
Whew! All right. So
Woo!
give me a number. 1 out of 6, 1 to 6, except for 4.
2.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna add 5 to 6 more. Number 2,994. This is called Baker Street Breakouts, a Sherlockian adventure.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. A Sherlockian escape adventure.
Okay, I see. Okay, I see.
Okay, a Sherlockian escape adventure. This one. What are your thoughts?
It looks very homemade, which is not bad. It's not. I've played a
It,
lot of homemade games. You know.
it's a just so people can. It's a RPG Maker game. It's
Yeah, it's an
clearly an
RPG
RPG Maker game.
I don't know. I think it looks cute. I do. I think it looks cute.
The story: Sherlock is bored. None of the recent cases have
no!
been interesting enough to catch his attention until one day Sherlock receives a message from Moriarty. That's the
God.
bad guy. Roses, that's the bad guy. Got him.
Bad guy.
That changes everything.
Is it
Damsel
like?
in distress.
Wait, is the message like "I love you"? Because that
Oh,
would
we
change,
actually
that would
we can
change
actually
everything.
we can actually see what the message is. It's in the screenshots. Sherlock,
Oh.
do you miss me? Come and play with me. I am waiting for you. Visit me at home.
Oh, so
and
it
then
is "I love you."
Sherlock reads that. Do you miss me? Come and play with me. I'm waiting for you. Visit me at home. And he goes, Watson, this changes everything. And Watson's
Moriarty
like,
and I are in love, and we're running away together.
Watson's like, how? And he's like, because he said, play with me. That's all I ever wanted, Watson. All I ever wanted was for him to come play with me.
This is so interesting. Yeah, we have the list of characters: Sherlock Holmes, Dr. Watson, James Moriarty, and Irene Adler, which I don't like how she is depicted here. Actually, she has my quality. She has blonde hair and green eyes, which is not how I imagine Irene Adler. Just
all of these are like very interesting takes on the characters, because we have Sherlock Holmes. He's in like
he looks like John Wick.
Yes, he looks like John Wick, like a slightly Asian John Wick. Then Dr. John Watson has blonde hair slicked back and like
really groomed eyebrows. I need to point that out.
Nobody's going to get this, but he looks like Dr. Walter Lankowski, a Sasquatch from Alpha Flight. And then Dr. James Moriarty, he is in like a superhero suit.
He looks just like a rapscallion to me. He's got kind of messy hair.
Yeah. I like Irene Adler. She looks like you know what Irene Adler looks like? She looks like Anachronist from the game Anachronist.
I don't like that she has, like, my quality. She's got that messy blonde hair, green eyes.
Mhm.
I don't like it. I don't like looking at myself.
You wouldn't date Sherlock Holmes.
Me? Date
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes?
Yeah.
No. No.
You'd give him the flush.
I give him the flush. He looks too much
Okay.
like John Wick, although, ironically, I would date John Wick. So I don't know, I've got things in my head to
You've got a
process.
lot going on. It's
Got a
very
lot going on over
complicated.
here.
I think this might be timed. I'm like looking at screenshots and there's
Timed?
a timer that yeah, succeed before the time runs out. So you have to
No,
beat this you have to
okay.
beat this adventure in a time limit.
That makes me put it down lower. I do not like being on a
But what I'm
time
going to say
like
is
that.
it looks like kind of interesting. It looks bad. Like it doesn't look like it's going to be great.
Yeah.
It looks kind of interesting.
It does actually look a little interesting. Yeah, I agree with you there.
So that makes me want to put it around Dark Grim Mariupolis.
Okay,
A game that also
that's
doesn't look like
fair.
super great, but is kind of like
But are
interesting.
we gonna maybe enjoy playing it? Probably.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So do you want to put it right below Dark Grim Mariupolis because Ukraine?
What
We need to be nice to Ukraine, so it goes above
we
or
love the I
below.
love the Ukraine, we love the Ukraine.
Yeah.
What would be below it then? What would be
Uh,
below Baker Street Breakouts?
whatever sentient was.
Okay, I'm fine with it.
Okay. Alright, let's keep going. All right. Next up, we have. Oh no! All
Uh-oh.
right, we have 868 Ankh Heart of Osiris. Now, if anybody doesn't know,
Oh
the
god.
Ankh games are like they
Like
were
like Onk? Like Onk.
ANKH. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Um, they're by Deck 13 Interactive. They are even the Wikipedia says these are similar to the Runaway games, and these
Oh.
are in the heart. These were released in the heart of the quote unquote death of adventure games.
Yeah,
Like they're
yeah.
3D. It gets fairly good reviews, but I don't trust it. Right?
It's
Like
mixed on Steam, so it's one of those, you know?
yeah,
It
yeah.
was hard to make adventure games around that time. Nobody knew what they wanted to do. Everybody thought
Uh-huh.
that they should go 3D, and I think that put off a lot of people. It put off me. I thought it was everything
Yeah.
was ugly. I couldn't
Yeah.
stand it.
And On Heart of Osiris does look ugly, and
It does.
it's a German game, and I think it suffers from that thing that uh, Alistair Beckett King talked to us about. This
Mm.
idea of these non-American or non-English speaking countries got these games, and they were poorly translated, so people just were like, oh, these are those games that don't make any sense. And so
Yeah,
then to copy them, they made games that don't make any sense, even in
right.
their own language. And then they got translated to English and made even less sense. So like Runaway is a
Ah, man.
perfect example of that. So I think this is like that kind of game. I've never played the Ankh games. I kind of don't want to play the Ankh games.
I kinda
Um,
don't want to.
so what are your thoughts on Ankh?
It's hard because, like, okay. There are some 3D games in this vein that I
Yeah.
do like, and I know you don't like them, but things like Monkey Island 4, I did like that game, and there are even some people who really
Uh-huh.
like Gabriel Knight 3, which is the 3D
I
thing.
I mean, there's a lot to hate about Gabriel Knight 3, but is also a lot to love about Gabriel Knight 3,
I
I'll say
know,
that.
so it's hard. I'm trying not to judge it, like, but also clearly it
That's our
didn't have.
whole job here,
Oh, right,
Roses.
sorry, my bad. What am I doing here? I'm just not a very judgmental person.
Mm, mm,
No, I think I would be inclined to put it a little lower because it doesn't have the staying power that Gabriel Knight does. Because even though Gabriel Knight 3 is an ugly game, there are people who liked the content.
yeah.
This I've never really heard of, so I need to put it kind of low.
You know what I'm gonna say? I think it goes like near Randall's Monday. I feel like they have similar vibes in my head.
Let
Whereas
me
like
remind myself.
these
Random.
are these games that came out that made such a little impact, right?
Yeah.
They just have like a mediocre vibe to them. But they were made by people who are passionate about adventure games and wanted to make adventure games at a time when it wasn't popular to make adventure games.
Yeah,
So like
for
you
sure.
can't just discount that entirely.
Yeah, I agree. I would put it though, I think the I think Randall's Monday might have better art and more
Oh, of
innovative
course.
art because it's very clear to me that this other Ankh just wanted to do the 3D thing that
Yeah,
everyone
yeah.
else was doing. So I would put it below Randall's Monday.
Okay. I'm into that.
Yeah.
Uh let's put
Sometimes
it
it's got to come down to the art style, you
yeah.
guys, you know?
All right. This game actually is going to for a surprise for maybe an unfair reason
Okay.
is going to get a bump from me. This is a game called The Slaughter Act 1 from
Okay.
Brainchild Studios. Um it
Ooh.
is a 2016 game. It is really nice pixely art. It doesn't get the best reviews in the world.
Reminds me of an English Haunting. Just very a little bit. This is chunkier,
Right.
it's not as polished, but that
Mhm.
is what it reminds me of.
Yeah, it reminds me a little of The Last Door. I guess a
Mhm.
little less chunky than The Last Door. Maybe the art style reminds me of Dreams in the Witch House, maybe a little bit.
I like it though.
Yeah, and here's what I'll say. I first became aware of The Slaughter when, for a previous episode, I was looking up black developers,
Okay.
um, because they are so fucking rare in adventure games.
Mhm.
Um, and so this game has a black developer, and that is cool. And
Yeah.
I want to support black developers in a landscape where there is almost none because, like, you know,
Mhm.
all art needs voices from diverse perspectives. If all art comes from the same fuck, so like not even for what do you call it, woke reasons. And I
Sure.
do think I do think it is good to be woke. I think it is shitty to use that pejoratively because I think we should treat all people with respect and
I just think that
shit,
word is
but
stupid at this point.
yeah,
It's one of those, you know what I mean? It's like, ugh, let's just be good people.
yeah,
I understand what you're saying.
yeah,
I am also what I would just call myself a progressive person at that point.
yeah. Yeah,
Um,
if we use the word woke to just mean progressive or empathetic, then yeah, we should all be fucking woke. Are you kidding
yeah.
me? But not even just for progressive reasons. Just for the sake of art. We can't have a genre where we only have one cultural perspective. Granted, okay, uh, adventure games are made internationally. We get a lot of cultural perspectives, but again,
Sure.
very little from black people in any country.
To be honest, this is my vibe. Like, come
Yeah.
on, look at it. This is my vibe. Like,
I
I'm
think we gotta put
immediately
so I'm gonna put this in the fucking top 10.
I would. This is my vibe. 100%. Like when I opened it up, I'm like, "Ooh." Did you not hear that? I was like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
"Ooh."
I mean, it goes
Um,
below The Last Door. It goes below
yeah,
Papers,
yeah.
Please. I think it
Yes,
goes
yes.
below Lamplight City. I think you know what? I think it's gonna go how about this? What if we put it between Cube Escape and Phantasmagoria at number 9?
Okay. I'm good with
Okay.
that. Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
good with that.
cool. Yeah, and again, I don't mean to take away from it in any way by talking about the cultural aspect of it. I just think that is an important conversation
Yeah,
that like we do need diverse perspectives in games, and we just
absolutely.
aren't
It's
fucking
important.
getting them in adventure games.
Yeah.
All right, number 337. It is a game called Mission Critical.
That sounds familiar.
It's by Legend Entertainments from
Oh.
1995. I don't know shit about it. It kind of looks boring as hell.
Well, yeah,
I
okay,
don't.
okay. I
Okay.
do know about Legend
Oh.
Entertainment.
Okay.
Legend Entertainment is where Josh Mandel worked for a while.
Okay.
He Legend Entertainment is the Callahans people. They did Callahans Cross Time Saloon, and they did.
Oh. Okay.
I want to say I don't want to get this wrong. I know they've done Companions of Xanth. I wonder if they did Shannara. No, but they did. They did Eric the Unready. They did do
Okay.
Shannara. Yeah, they did do Shannara. But they did it Legend Secure. This is a pretty decent developer.
I
Uh,
will say one of the things interesting about it is it does have FMV. It
Yeah.
does have live acted FMV in it,
Yeah,
which,
yeah.
we can be a little bit of suckers for that. But it's that live acted FMV that's like, interspersed with really bad early 3D.
Yeah.
In Steam, it says it's got strategy elements.
No, no, no. Ew. The trailer is not helping me to decide. But it does this actually does feel like Callahan's or Companions of Xanth or Shannara if it had FMV, not just FMV, but live acted elements to
Mhm.
it. I see the interface for playthrough is very similar. It looks just like Callahan's. And I do like that kind of stuff, but
I'm gonna let you be the ranker here then, because I'm getting so little of an
I
opinion about
know.
this game.
I know, and I think that because of the way it looks, you
Mhm.
might feel that way. I would say that people might even feel that way about, like, Xanth and Callahan's and Shannara. Uh, but because Legend is a pretty good company, I would put it that's tough. In the upper mediocre block, upper.
Upper mediocre. Okay. So somewhere around hella cyberpunk thriller.
Yeah, sadly.
Uh, do you think it goes above or below that? I'm gonna still stick my neck out for Anachronist and say I think it goes below Anachronist.
That's fine. You can defend that. That's totally fine.
All right, then it's going at our new number 30.
Yeah.
So, number 45 from 1985
Ew. Sorry.
by the company Magnetic Scrolls.
Okay.
This is called The Pawn,
Oh, I
which
might
is a
know what
text
this
parser
is.
adventure. I mean, it's like one of these text adventures with graphics, right? Like you basically
Mhm.
do a text parser text adventure, and
You do a text.
you do a text. This is one of those games where you do a text.
It's kinda old school, honestly. It's
Yeah. And this is a
um,
type of game we don't really have represented on here. We don't have anything from the 1980s on our list.
no, that can't be. How can
That
that be
is true.
possible?
I
Okay,
know.
what about Below the Root? Did we
No, that was a
that was
recommendation.
just
That
racked.
wasn't on
Oh
our.
god. I don't know where I would put this because it seems a little forgotten.
Mhm.
Um, I don't even know if we can get this anywhere except for like, downloading it as like an abandonware game or something.
It was a Commodore 64 game.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And yeah, so who's even fucking played this thing?
I don't know. This is definitely the game. I don't know if you're familiar with like Homestar Runner. Big fan
Okay.
over here. I watched everything
Yeah,
I
yeah,
saw on
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
website. And they had their own games. The Homestar people, they created adventure games.
Sure, sure, sure.
And the pawn looks like one of the ones they were parodying, which makes me
Yeah.
kinda laugh. Um,
There's a big wizard in one of the screenshots,
that's good.
and there is a election in the game, and one of the election boxes says "Vote for Gringo."
What?
I don't fucking know.
I
Um,
don't know where to put this. I don't know where to put this.
the description of the storeroom is: "This is the alchemist storeroom, full of dusty old rubbish."
I love dusty old rubbish. Somebody called, the Amiga Guru did do a review on it. Let me just see what he says at the end, because he's recapping it too, but let's see what he says.
Mhm.
The Pawn became a classic, and it still is today. If you haven't done it already, I suggest you secure a copy of it. It will give you a fairly hard time since we're not used to those mechanics anymore, and it's a rather long adventure. In any case, you will have fun, and remember, the guru is watching you. I guess that's
I
his tagline.
I will say these
Um,
graphics for 1985,
are pretty fucking good.
they're
Yeah.
pretty fucking good, dude. Like
Yeah.
that's that's really impressive. What like at this time, what were some other 1985 games? Like Mystery
Um,
House? What was it? No, no, no. It was a little
no, no,
past
no.
that.
King's Quest 3
Yeah,
or King's Quest 2.
this
Yeah.
is so beyond that. Um it's beyond King's Quest 2. And granted, these aren't moving graphics. These are just but still,
But they're
uh
beautiful.
these
Yeah.
are pretty. which pushes it up a little bit.
Okay, where do you wanna put it?
I don't know,
Above
dude.
mediocre? I think it's above mediocre for the
Yeah.
time, right? I
I
mean, it
think
is really beautiful.
I think let's put it above our girl detectives block.
Okay, our Girl Detectives block.
So like above Amos Green, Nancy Drew, Agatha Christie. I think
That's fair.
in
I
the
think that's very fair.
at number 19, The Pawn.
I like that. I feel good about that.
Yeah, for some reason it just seems to fit there. I don't know
It
that I could
does.
fully I don't know if I could fully articulate. Um okay, so we're in our final 20-minute block. Give me a number.
1.
Okay.
Is that pick good?
I will see.
That's a no.
First game from 2005 by Off Studios. 5 magical amulets.
That's the name of it?
Yeah. Uh, it's just a game.
5
It
magical Oh, it's
it's
an
one.
app.
Well, yeah,
No.
you can get it on you can get it on your phone, but it's from 2005, and it's got Scum VM
Oh,
support.
I see.
It looks maybe like either a
Oh. Oh.
either maybe an AGS game or maybe even just pre-AGS. Yeah, it's the engine is Wintermute, so it's not AGS.
This
But
these
it does look
graphics
very homemade.
yes.
It looks like somebody who's really good at Microsoft Paint, like me,
Okay.
or early Photoshop.
These graphics upset me. Don't like them. I'm sorry. I try
Yeah,
not to
me
be
neither.
art is art and it is very subjective. Personally, this does not look very polished to me. It is very homemade and I probably would put it pretty low.
Yeah, but do you want to know what the main character's name is?
What is it?
Linda.
Oh, well, number 1. Ah, Linda.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. Don't you want to play a Linda?
always, always. I thought you were gonna be like, "Oh, it's Sarah," and I'd be like, "Wow," but no, Linda.
No, it's just
Uh,
Linda.
okay. Well,
I'm looking. I'm like skipping through a YouTube playthrough, and she is always facing the side.
okay.
Oh wait, no, you can walk forward. And her nose disappears.
Oh no.
It's yeah. I mean, it's this sort of like smoothed over early Photoshop graphics.
Yeah, which I really don't like.
Um,
Um,
like the worst web comics you've ever seen.
yeah, like
Um,
mine. Horrible. No, I still would put it pretty low. I
yeah.
appreciate like handmade stuff like that, but when I'm just trying to envision the other things it's competing for.
Mhm.
So bearing that in mind, I would put
So
it
it's.
low.
I think it's gonna go like. Oh boy. It'll be our first point and click, like exclusively point and click game that
Mm.
would go below the mediocre block, I think.
Wow.
Um, but I think it's gonna go like maybe between Minecraft Story Mode and Batman Partners of Peril. Or is that too low?
No, that's not too low to me. I'm okay with that.
Okay, 5 magical amulets
I hate that.
is
These
the
titles
new
are sending me.
53. Oh man, wait till you hear the next one. Uh Number 3073 from 2023 is a brand new game by Pavo Entertainment. Everybody, brace yourselves for James Paris 2, The Fountain of Eternal Drunkenness.
Damn it. Why are y'all making me type all this stuff?
James Paris 2, The Fountain of Eternal Drunkenness. I mean, it's just one of those fucking adventure games, right? Like, it's just one of those fucking adventure games that was like, a person who grew up on point and click games and was like, I want to make a Leisure Suit Larry, right? Like,
I was just gonna say that it reminds me of Leisure Suit Larry.
the first, you click on it in Steam, and the first screenshot, oh, he's got a condom in his inventory. The third screenshot, oh, he's in a disgusting bathroom.
Yes. Yeah.
With
yeah, absolutely.
with like shit falling out of the toilet.
Yeah.
Oh, now he is in a storeroom with just like a copy and pasted PNG of a Leisure Suit Larry game on the shelf.
And, like, listen, I wanna say one thing
Mhm.
about this. I appreciate people that love adventure games so much and are so inspired that they go on to do their own thing.
Mhm.
Totally get that. I do appreciate that. That being said, it doesn't mean you did a good job. So
No, no. I mean, I'm glad that they and here's the thing that is interesting to me. There are 3 meters to the left of the inventory. And granted, oh, and he's got 2 boobs in his inventory, like fake boobs. This is really drop every screenshot I see, it drops lower. But there's something that's interesting to me here, which is next to the inventory, there are 3 meters. There is like a fist meter, a brain meter, and a drunk meter. And the
Mm,
description says it is totally open gameplay and has non-linear puzzles.
yeah,
That is interesting.
that is interesting.
Um,
Um, I just really don't like it. I'm
yeah,
sorry. I'm
it looks like
sorry.
a game I'm not gonna like. And you know what
Yeah.
it does? It has that sort of fan art kind of like anime fan art kind of art
Yeah.
style where the main character's got those like eyes that the outsides are drawn but the
Mhm.
insides are not. Like outsides are outlined but the insides are not.
Yeah, like Opus the Penguin, right? Opus the
Yes, yes, and you
Penguin.
see a lot of like like anime or manga
Yeah.
fans that draw their characters like that, and it always like for some reason that irks me.
Oh, Opus the Penguin. Sorry, I don't
James
know why that
Paris,
came to mind.
James
So cute.
Paris, you get the flush. I think you're
You get
going.
the flush!
Mhm. I think it's going pretty low. I think it's going to go above. No, maybe it'll go below the fan the one where you just torture a woman
Okay,
because it
when you
looks like
put it that way, it's very hard for me to be on board with you. You know
it
that.
looks like it has a it looks like it has because it looks like it has that sexist kind of uh idolization of Leisure Suit Larry to it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah. Put it below.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, put it
So it
below.
is James Paris is our new 58. All right, next game. 1315 by Gita Games, 2013. It's called Lily Looking Through.
Lily
Um
looking through.
and it looks kind of cute.
2013 is also a tough year for adventure games, to be honest with you. It was,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
kinda
yeah, yeah,
coming
yeah, yeah,
back, but
yeah.
it wasn't quite there yet. It does
This
look
was
cute. It actually
this
looks
was
quite nice.
crowdfunded through Kickstarter. It looks like it got like a kind of like a C average in terms of like the people who reviewed it on Steam, on Metacritic, on
Yeah.
Adventure Gamers. Like everybody's like, ah, this game's fine.
I do wanna say this, though,
Hmm.
in 2013 through, I feel like 2016, it did feel like the adventure game community was hyper critical of
Right.
new adventure games coming out. I actually found it very hard for I think it might have been hard for devs to get back into this, because
Hmm.
there were expectations set. So, if you're trying to bring back the genre and you're only wanting at that time, your very
Hmm.
classic games like Monkey Island, Grim Fandango, King's Quest 6, that you're not gonna get that, right? So,
Right.
I don't know how much to I'm just saying at the time it was
Hmm.
tough, you know?
Okay. I'm gonna say two things about it. First, I want you to go to the Steam trailer
Uh-huh. I'm on it.
a- and just watch it through.
Okay.
Every single scene, Lily is just falling down. In every scene, and it's like, oh, she's falling. Up, she's falling. Up,
Ooh.
every scene she just is falling down. It seems like all they want to show you about this game is it's a game about a girl who falls down from the sky a
Dang.
bunch.
I think
Okay,
it
well,
does look I think it looks really
I
pretty,
think
though.
the animation's pretty good.
Yeah.
They do a good job of making her fall down. Look, she's falling down on ice. She's falling down in water. She's falling down in some like green miasma. She's falling down on a catapult. She's falling down on some grass. She's falling down when a block falls beneath her.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got like a magical scarf and she's falling
Now
down with
she's
it.
flying a little bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess she's flying
She's
there.
flying.
Um,
I'm gonna put this
but
above
I
the
will also
mediocre block,
I will
though.
also say this game is only 42 minutes long.
Okay. Okay. And maybe that's why people were
Mm-hmm.
a little disappointed. Because for under an hour, that's rough. I for a game that you're trying to really get into,
Yeah,
I could see that being disappointing. Again,
same.
time and art that is subjective, but if you are
Agreed.
hyped
I
up
don't.
for something, I could see that being disappointing.
Yeah, I don't think a game needs to be long to be good.
Right.
But it is something I guess to consider. Nah, I don't think we need to consider that now. I think we'd need to consider that if we were writing a review and like suggesting people spend their money on it, maybe.
Sure.
But I don't think we need to consider that here. Yeah, fuck that. So, I don't know. I think here's what I'm thinking. Very top level is this game is making me interested in the way Midnight Girl did.
Sure,
Where it's
sure.
like, this doesn't look amazing, but it also has something interesting about it. Where I don't think it would ever be my favorite game, but I think I'd kind of like to play it.
That's fair. And I agree. I do feel kind of the same way, and I want to give it props for looking very beautiful and intriguing as
Mhm.
well.
But I think I would put it below Midnight Girl.
I would put it below Midnight Girl because I think Midnight Girl has more intrigue and more polish to even just the trailer.
Yeah, but where would you put it in comparison to your favorite game, Related Chapter 1, Everything is Back?
Oh god, let me remind myself.
No, don't
No, I
remind
have
yourself.
to.
I think we should I think what we need to do about Related Everything Chapter 1, Everything is Back is just rely on the fact that we can't remember anything about it.
Then it needs to go above. If I
Yeah,
can't
exactly.
remember,
No.
then it needs to go above because
Yeah,
I have
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
feeling that I will remember the aesthetic of this one.
Mhm.
You know?
Okay. Yeah, same. All right. 890 from 2007, Limbo of the Lost by Majestic Studios. It is again in the it's appropriate that it's called Limbo because that is where adventure games were at the time.
But
Roses,
also,
we have hit a fucking jackpot here. This is going real low. Okay.
this is horrible.
From the Wikipedia, it looks horrible. And from the Wikipedia entry, okay?
Yeah.
On 11 June 2008, Game Plasma posted an article showing certain places, the Limbo of the Lost, were identical to the game Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion.
Oh my god, they
After
plagiarized
this
it?
revelation, other investigations of the game discovered environments and assets taken from numerous other games, including Sea Dogs and World of Warcraft, while the cursor was taken from Black and White 2.
Okay, it's going to the last place. It has to. You understand? It has to.
It's got to go all the way down to. Okay. Oh my god.
This is a new low. If you have
It-
plagiarized anything, you are
made it look this
automatically
bad.
at the end.
And made it look this bad. It still looks this bad if you plagiarize. Okay, June 2008, June 24th, in response to the shocking notification that some of the alleged unauthorized copyrighted material submitted by sources external to the development have been found within the PC game Limbo of the Lost, we, the development team, have given our consent and full cooperation to both publishers who are recalling all units from all territories immediately. To our best of our knowledge, no one Majestic, G2 Games, Tri-Synergy knew about this infringement and knowingly played a part in it. This is Majestic Studios playing it. The people who made the game are like, hey, we didn't know we made it by stealing.
Oh
like,
my
what?
god.
On 30th of July, Tim Croucher and Lawrence Francis announced their departure from Majestic Studios with the following statement. Due to the behavior of certain members of the Majestic Studios team, Mr. T. Croucher and Mr. L. Francis would like to announce their departure and would like it known that they have severed all connections, ties, and links with the remaining members of the Majestic teams. Mr. Crusher would like it known that his input responsibility was research, some vocal acting, and puzzle design. Mr. Francis would like it known that his input responsibility was opening music theme and intro music, character script writing for Dark Mare, puzzle design, and voice acting. Neither Mr. Croucher nor Mr. Francis had any control over graphics, rendering, coding, or game screen design. As far as both Mr. Croucher and Mr. Francis were aware, all submitted material was to be original.
Oh my god. It has to be last. It has
It's
to be.
last. We're giving
Has to
this
be.
one the flush.
Whoosh.
Whoosh, we give it the flush. Limbo of the Lost by Majestic Studios. You
done
are the
fucked
worst
up.
adventure game
Yeah.
of all time. Oh my god, what a revelation
Amazing.
that we have discovered. Okay,
All
so
right.
we have got 2 more.
Go for it.
Okay, all right. So we're going to rush through the next 2 because we have gone way over time. Next one is Dr. Dumont's Wild PART1. First Row Software Publishing in 1988.
Oh my god.
This is a text adventure. We could skip this one if you want, but it's called Dr. Dumont's Wild PART.
With an I, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Gross and no thank you.
Do you want to just skip it?
Yeah, we'll skip it.
Okay, that's our only skip this episode. Because we skipped it, here's the last one. And this is gonna be this is ridiculous. Okay. This is a 2009 game, or 2011 game by Valve Entertainment
What?
called Portal 2.
Oh my god. Well, clearly it has to go below Portal 1.
You
Right?
think?
I mean, right?
Okay.
I
This
don't
is
know.
actually
I don't know,
a
'cause
very interesting discussion because I think Portal 1 is one of the most interesting games of all time.
people
And
love Portal 2 as well, though.
yeah, Portal 2 is a better written game with better
Yeah.
puzzles and better characters and better story. But Portal 1 was such an explosive piece of art.
Yeah, it was very innovative for the time.
And it just like blew people away. Nobody saw it coming. Nobody expected it. And then
Mhm.
Portal 1 was just an amazing thing. And that ending song is so fucking good.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen Jonathan Colton in concert several
I love
times,
Jonathan
and
Colton.
I fucking love that.
He's the fucking best.
Mhm.
So let's be fair then.
Roses,
And
this is what I'm afraid of. And I don't think we can get out of it.
okay.
Our number 1 and our number 2 are going to be Portal games.
No. We can't put Portal 2 up there. I mean, can't we?
Are you kidding me? Yeah, I mean,
Ugh.
Portal 2 is so good. Okay, I understand
Fine, put it
what
up.
you mean.
Put it up there. Fine, put it up.
You're mad. But like, this is what I'm upset about this too. I think it's fucking ridiculous that
I
we
think
are
that
about to
we-
put Portal 2 and Portal 1 as our one and numbers 1 and number 2, and I don't know which order they go in. But like, what else
leave
can
one
we
as 1
do?
and put this as 2. And I think this is happening because I think this is happening because we haven't gotten to some of the greats, right? So
Right.
like if, for example, if Monkey Island 1 came up, right?
Oh, kicks both of
That
them
would be
off.
number 1, right? Or if Grim Fandango, that would be really high. That would
Kicks
be
them
above
both.
Portal.
Kicks them both off. You're right. Even a Sierra, even like King's Quest
Yeah,
might be above Portal 1. I don't
Agreed.
know. I would have to really think about it when it came up. But
Yeah.
we have not gotten any Sierra or LucasArts games besides Phantasmagoria.
Right. That's why this is happening. We haven't gotten to those greats yet.
So
you know?
stupid. This is so stupid. It is so stupid that our top 2 games of the greatest adventure games of all time are both Portal games. I think it's funny though.
I do too.
It's
amazing.
It is stupid, and people are going to be mad at us on Instagram.
Fine. Bring
Fine,
it on.
bring it.
We'll give
Bring
you
it,
the flush.
fuckers. We'll give you the flush.
The
All right.
fuck, man.
Okay. Do you want to? So before we say goodbye,
Yes.
why don't you read our final list? We have added, I think we added
Right.
like 20 or 15 games to this, maybe.
Okay, let me bring up the list. While
We
I'm
have,
doing that, would you like to tell the people
mhm.
about our network and where they can find us while I bring up this list?
Sure. We are part of the Adventure Game Hotspot Network. There's all sorts of cool stuff on the network, from Space Quest Historian to the Adventure Game Geek to One Short Eye, the Classic Gamers Guild. A bunch of really cool stuff. Cress Up, like a bunch of cool people, cool stuff. Go check it out at adventuregamehotspot.com. There's reviews, there's news. If you like adventure games, you should check it out. If you just like video games, there's going to be cool stuff for you. We have an Instagram at Save Your Game Podcast, on Instagram.com. That's not how you plug in Instagram. And,
Doing great.
you can email us at mattandroses@gmail.com. And we love getting reviews on iTunes, on Spotify.
It's true. And
That rules.
comments. We love all
And
that stuff.
comments. We are so close to 100 reviews on Spotify.
Oh, that's so cool.
We
What?
are
That's so cool.
so close. I think we're at 98. So
Really?
if two of
Oh,
you just want to hop on Spotify, review
that
us,
makes me so
we would love
happy.
it.
That makes me so happy.
We don't have that many reviews on Apple, on Apple Podcasts, but hey, whatever.
All right. Are you ready then
Mhm.
for this list? Oh my
Jesus
God. It's
Christ.
so insane already. Ready?
It's
Here
the
we go.
yeah.
Rapid fire. Number 1, Portal. Portal 2. It's already insane. The Last Door, Season 1, Fran Bow, Papers, Please, Pajama Sam 2, Thunder and Lightning Aren't So Frightening. I'm going to truncate that next time. Lamplight
Okay, good.
City and Bracelet, Cube Escape, The Lake, The Slaughter, Act 1, Phantasmagoria, Scratches, Dreamfall Chapters, Been There, Dan That, Clam Man, Amnesia Rebirth, Wavetail, Midnight Girl, Lily Looking Through, Related Chapter 1, Everything is Back, which I'm now questioning everything.
The
Why is it at number
20th best
20?
adventure game of all time.
I'm so confused. All right. 21, The Pawn, Agatha Christie, And Then There Were None, Nancy Drew, Ghost of Thornton Hall, Amos Green's Final Repose, Last Half of Darkness, Beyond the Spirit's Eye, Byzantine the Betrayal, Murder, She Wrote, Legend of Hand, Ben Jordan, Paranormal Investigator, Case 7, We Were Here Forever, The Will of Arthur Flabbington, Anachronist, Many Happy Returns, Mission Critical, Hell, a cyberpunk thriller, Art of Murder, Cards of Destiny, Dark Grim Mariupolis, Baker Street Breakouts, that's hard to say, Baker Street Breakouts, a Sherlockian escape adventure, Sentient, The Seventh Guest, A Whisper in the Twilight, Deponia Doomsday, Mazovian Adventure, Krabat and the Secret of the Sorvian King. I'm just going to say Cosmonauts because I think
Okay.
that's what it is. Cosmonauts Escape Reality, Randall's Monday, Ankh Heart of Osiris, Again.
What is that?
What was
What
that?
is this?
What is that? Okay.
What is it?
I don't remember anything called Again. Elena, Displaced Reality, Astronomica, The Quest for the Edge of the Universe, Moons of Madness, Voyage, inspired by Jules Verne, Hans Christian Andersen, The Ugly Prince Duckling, Violet, Minecraft Story Mode, 5 Magical Amulets, Batman Partners in Peril, Miasmata, Blue Force, The Fan, James Paris 2, The Fountain of Eternal Drunkenness, Wild Wild West, The Steel Assassin, The Crystal Key, Free DC, Mystery of the Nautilus, Of Light and Darkness, The Prophecy, Weird Truth is Stranger Than Fiction, and the worst adventure game of all time, Limbo of the Lost, because plagiarism.
Oh my God. We are the
Amazing.
dumbest podcast that has ever existed.
I think you made the best.
So before we say goodbye, I do want to have like a serious moment. This was fucking ridiculous and so much fun.
Yeah.
But obviously something really shitty happened between the last episode and now. I know we have a lot of international listeners, and even you guys are probably a little upset and worried. One thing I don't want to get into the politics of it all, but I do want to say, one thing we can all do, right? If you can't trust your government, If you can't trust your courts, if you can't trust your police force or your army, right? One thing you can trust is each other. And it is important now more than ever um, to be kind, be understanding, be loving, not necessarily to the people who wish you didn't exist, but to the people who, you know, um, people who are struggling just like you. And it is at this point with the platforms that some people have run on and won on, just being kind and accepting of other people is an act of resistance.
Yeah.
Um, so I want you all to one, know that you're safe with us, right?
Maybe not
Um,
with me, but that's a different thing altogether.
we can sometimes act like assholes and be snarky, but we accept all of you for who you are.
Yeah.
Not we won't always accept you for your beliefs, but
Nope.
we accept you for who you are, and we will do everything in our power, which isn't much, but everything in our power to stand by you in those circumstances. And um, I hope that you all do the same for each other. And the very last thing I'll say is take some time for yourself. Uh, there's a lot of fighting to do in the next few years. And you can't do that if you don't get some rest, if you don't take time to enjoy life, if you don't find ways to compartmentalize and be happy.
Yeah.
Um, if you don't do those things, you just won't be able to help other people. Um, that's all I wanted to say. Do you have? You don't have to, but if there's anything you want to
No,
add.
now I have to. I'm kidding. No, that thank you so much for saying that. That echoes a lot of what I would already say, but
Mhm.
I also want to say if you are a creative and you're struggling now to make art, this is the best time to make art. I think art is a lot of the times an act of resistance as well. Just the ability to be able to create. And if you are not the creative type, know that I will be creating stuff for you
Yeah.
to help you through. And my channel, Pushing Up Roses, my channel has always been a welcoming space for everybody. Um, especially uh especially minorities and people in the queer community. I am a part of the queer community as well, so I'm on your side. And yeah, my Murder She Wrote videos aren't going to save the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not. I get that. But if they can give you some comfort, even just that brief comfort so that you can keep going, that is the most important part. The most important part is just to be here. And I know
Mhm.
that sounds trite, but as somebody who has multiple times survived suicide attempts and overdoses, the important part is to be here. Because if
Yes.
you're not, then there's nothing, right? So yeah,
Even
we here at
Mhm.
Save Your Game are here for you.
even we don't if you can't do it, if you can't fight, that is okay. What
Absolutely.
we need you what we need from you is to just survive, just to live and survive and be here. Uh, Without you, even if you're not fighting, even if you do not have the energy to fight, without you, our cause is weakened, right?
Yeah.
Our world is a little worse. So please just hang on and know that, like everything else, this too will pass. And the last thing I want to say, I want to support the resource. P Flag has some really good resources, pflag.org. They have a lot of good crisis intervention hotlines. For example, the Trans Lifeline I'll just say the number right here is
Yeah, go for it.
877-565-8860. The LGBT National Hotline is 888-843-4564. And there's a bunch more resources on pflag.org. So we're not going to dwell in this. We'll make jokes about it here and there. We'll yell about it here and there, but we're not going to dedicate every show to the absolute despair we're feeling right now, but also we're going to try not to dwell in despair. We're going to
Yeah.
try to, again, fucking enjoy life, make art, be kind to each other, and when we need to fight, we'll be ready to fight.
Absolutely. Thank you, Matt. Thank you
Yeah,
for
thank you.
saying that. Yeah. 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 Please stay safe, you guys. And
And play some good fucking video games.
it's a great time for that, honestly.
Yeah,
I know sometimes it's hard when things are hard to allow yourself to enjoy something, but allow yourself, please.
yeah. What
You
are you?
can't allow yourself to do that.
What are we fighting for if not that? Honestly,
Yeah, for real. We're
if
fighting
not,
so that we
yeah.
can find contentment in things. So if you can
Mhm.
find it, allow yourself to do that.
And even this idea of like, oh, so other people are suffering worse than I am, so I don't have the luxury of relaxing. I have to dedicate all my time. You aren't going to be able to do that
Yeah.
if you don't take some time to enjoy life. And you don't even know. You won't even know what they like. If I'm fighting for somebody else's happiness, I can't have any context for what
Yeah.
I'm trying to strive for them if I don't take time to make myself happy. I know it's counterintuitive, but
Yeah. You cannot fight other people's fire if you're setting yourself on fire. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
what a great point. Yes.
Yeah.
So we need you here. We need you enjoying life, and we need you to be kind to each other. Okay, we've said it. We've said it in 7 different ways in the past 5 minutes. But it's just if we don't say it now, we'll regret it. And
Yeah.
um, anyway, play some good fun. Go play Rise of the Golden Idol, everybody.
That's what I'm
That'll
gonna
be
go do.
yeah, me too. Roses, do you have anything? There can't be anything left to say.
There is actually.
Really?
And I can't believe that you would forget. I thought we were on the
Hold
same
on. Let
page,
me
Matt.
let me look through my notes.
Put your notes down.
No, I've got to have it here.
Let me know when you find it. It should be on it should be on a little post-it. I think you wrote it down. So if you just find the post-it
Oh,
and say it.
I have a post here that says "buy milk." I don't even drink like regular milk. Why does my
Anyway, podcast is art.
oh artists suffer?
Don't buy milk. So gross.
It's gross.
It's really gross.